What a wonderful day for grand finals, isn't it, chat? Happy time zone, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns and welcome to the grand finals of the Z2R Upstarts tournament. Both Chadbert and VixRyder have worked their way through weeks of ASIG flags and a bracket seed, and now both standing in the way of each other of claiming the Z2R Upstarts championship. So, who's going to take the first of these three matches? Only one way to find out. On track and duties today, we have Homewrecker, and without further ado, I'm going to shut up and leave you in the hands of our wonderful commentary team, Eleanor and Mariah.
Hello, everybody. We're here in the grand finals. We have fought through various battles, had some upsets, some expected results. Chadbert here from the number 1 seed, VixRyder the number 3 seed. But it's down to just these two. It's going to be same flags as the previous races, just the same week 6 flags that we have played before. They're more or less standard-ish. How are you feeling about this, Mariah?
I'm feeling good, especially after the first seed that was rolled earlier in the race room that got stuck. So this is going to be interesting with the
We don't talk about that.
Oh, we're talking about it.
Yeah,
this is a good omen.
This tournament does mark the end of us using 4.0.4, the venerable old version of the randomizer, and starting up with standard. We'll be on 4.2.0, depending on how many bug fix releases I put out. But yeah, there's just some known bugs that can cause seeds to fail to generate, and this was one of them. But hopefully this one, I mean, it generated, so we should be good to go when the runners go.
Randomization of old Nintendo ROMs can be complex.
Certainly, the NES does not help the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But we're off now.
Yep, standard. So 4 hearts start, nothing but the candle, as you can see on the tracker there. Raru right off the bat, right next door.
Yeah, looking maybe islands, maybe vanilla-like.
Yeah, I agree. One or the other. We'll see a little bit more of this after our required reflect pickup here.
Yeah, we got 6 gems here. Death Mountain holds the cross. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
or fortunate, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
You see a Death Mountain hit and you're like, even more reason not to go to Death Mountain.
Yeah, it makes it, the 2 checks there usually out of the way, and with one of them already known with an item that probably is not too desirable, just even, like you say, it's even less chance you're going to need something out of there.
85 at Magic 1 for a flex, so not going to be castable, not going to help us out with any early Dairas.
Okay, I'm gonna say vanilla-like here, based on these little these roads going north and south.
Yeah, we've got an early rock block. Unsure whether that's an item cave or a pass through.
Yeah, Vix going north. Chadbert heading south here.
And north gonna lead us to Saria.
I did not catch the spell in Saria.
We have Thunder Spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Chadbert taking a cave to the south, immediately finding islands east, and it's boot blocked right off the bat.
Yeah, hopefully that. Well, it could. It might be like a Death Mountain as well. We didn't really see much but water. There could. My guess is also east as well.
It could have been Death Mountain. Usually with that much water, it's
Yeah.
But yeah, it could still have been Death Mountain. Impossible to say. See, Thunderspell definitely not going to be castable. 83.
Cheaper than Reflect hit Magic 1 though.
Yeah.
All this stuff, yeah. We're talking about Magic costs, but this stuff all comes down. Thunder is probably going to stay pretty high in the 70s, maybe somewhere in the 60s. It'll fall to eventually, but Reflect's going to come down pretty quickly, right around Magic 4, Magic 5.
With this red dire in the swamp, I'm sure Chadbert's wishing he had access to that Reflect spell.
No kidding.
And attack 1, do it just as bad as always. 2 points of damage per stab.
Oof. All right, so Vix being sent back down south, it looks like here. Possibly going to be looking for Bagoo. Chadbert doesn't know that just yet. We'll see if he what he finds over here, other than just a bunch of swamp.
Yeah, it could be that Hammerblock Cave leads through to the other side. If they could find a hammer, but Bagoo would definitely be helpful.
Yeah, if it is Bagoo like that, Chadbert may not be looking specifically through forest tiles, whereas Vix is going to be maybe doing that with the information he has.
Yeah, and this Swamp Red Dyra ended up through multiple encounters claiming all of Chadbert's lives. He's going to try again.
Yeah, fairly tricky fight here in the swamp because Link's moving slower and the Dyra reads your input. So you're going to have to really be good at these neutral jumps to be able to close the gap between you and him.
Yeah, it's ordinarily you can sort of get a crouching jump stab in and then get an extra stab on the ground when you get in, but in a swamp you can't do that. The Dyra moves back too quickly. You move forward too slowly, so you do have to sort of just slowly jump along. And Chadbert finds that there's nothing there. So nobody's checked to the east yet. We're sort of on the southern end of the continent, but there's that bridge there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a continent connector bridge or probably just a bridge to some other place in the west, but that's looking like our progression right now.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first. Well, I mean, they're going to be forced that way, but it was interesting that one of our semifinals races was kind of ended up that way, where both runners missed a very easy to access portion of the western continent for an extended period of time, and just so happened to be accessible right from the beginning, and both of them kind of coming down to that section and almost causing the finish of the race being one way or the other. But yeah, we don't really have much to go off of. We got a blocked Saria, it looks like, and a cave that goes to another ocean that we can't use just yet. So we're gonna have to go east sooner than later.
Yep, and Chadbert, having finished Saria, is going to up A. I think we're going to see him be the first one to check that bridge. Vix shortly behind him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do wonder if Bagu's over here somewhere. We didn't really get any good forest coverage.
Yeah, neither runner checked the Bagu hint.
That's true. It would give us kind of a clue on where he could be.
Yeah, the Bagu hint basically just splits the continent up into 9 sections and then tells you which of the 9 regions Bagu's woods is hiding out in. But could be helpful, especially because they were able to so early in the seed figure out where the corner of the map is, where they're kind of situated overall.
Yeah. Chadbert picking up that attack too, finally able to kill generators in one hit now. Doing a little farming on these Bago. Saw a 1-up, and there's a key as well, so got some stuff in the drop pool.
This is a pretty quick farm, and while it could turn out to be a little inefficient, it does help for you to learn what's in the pool, right? If you go through this and you find some 200-point bags or something like that, then that knowledge is valuable.
Absolutely. Seeing Fairy in Mito today. Vix going in for the hint. No access to downstab just yet. This is always kind of a tough call. It's like there's a cave right next door to Mito. Could be an item cave. Could have the medicine, and could make it 3 screens less of a trip when you walk in here with the medicine already in hand.
Yeah,
then again, could be buried.
I really dislike double dipping, especially just to get the hint the first time. But we did get a hint that it's going to be on the east, so.
Oh, we do see a bridge there, though. Wonder where that goes.
Yeah, that definitely is going to lead us to some other continent, but Vic's going to check out this magic container cave first. Hopefully you're going to be able to pick up attack 2 here. Attack 1, just not cutting it.
Yeah, Chadbert finding Heart Container Cave here, where he went. He went just north instead of hitting up Saria. Hitting up Mito there.
All right, we got a flute that could be useful. Probably isn't, but
yeah, this flag said if we're gonna see a 3-eyed rock, it's gonna be what it's hiding is going to be completely shuffled. What's underneath there, so there's a good chance that it may not be useful.
Meanwhile, Hard Container Cave containing its vanilla prize.
Wow, a lot of item caves over here, right, just across this bridge. This is good news.
Yeah, could be a lot of helpful stuff. Even just heart containers. Not going to be scoffed at.
Oh, okay. 150 for those red dyers. If we could have killed those earlier, would have been nicer. And drumroll on the cave here. It's just the magic container.
Okay, no boots, no hammer. Both of those would be pretty useful.
We did see jump cave, I believe, facing north. So it's either bridge or backwards jump cave from where we're at. There could also be a road that just kind of connects us up north as well, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I'd be pretty tempted to check that bridge. If you find Maze Island behind there, just 2 more free items that you can pick up and potentially a further connection.
Chadbert covering Vix's tracks. I'm sure Vix will be covering Chadbert's tracks here shortly.
Rebo rides with the magic jar. Extremely unlikely to be required, but good information to know.
Yeah. I like magic jars, especially if I'm passing right through 3 and it's early on. Very nice pickup. And not that big of a palace either to pull anything out of. Okay, so about to be a heart container for Vix here in Heart Container Cave.
Yeah, and Vix has gotten, I think that's Vix's 2nd key, as well as picking up attack 3.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So he's going to be zooming through here.
Yeah, he was first. So he was 2nd to attack 2, and now he's 1st to attack 3. I'm sure Chadbert is not too far behind here. Sure, yeah, that's what the 400 is.
Just spending straight to attack levels. Not sure if Vix is going to do the super attack heavy leveling or just picking up some early attack levels to speed things up a bit.
Oh, it's probably that 150-point Dyra that really helped push him that way in the Pillar P-Bag Cave that Chadbert will be seeing shortly.
I'm sure that helped. Wow, Chadbert getting another key. There's a lot of keys in the small enemy drop pool. Okay, so there is also a bridge leading north from here, but
okay, we got maze action.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll see. We've talked about this a few times throughout this tournament. Newer runners may not be gung-ho jumping into Maze Island right off the bat here because Lizolfos can be kind of tough. Some of the enemies, they move kind of poorly, like Zoras and Scorpions that tend to kind of mess with you. So again, if you're not used to them moving, jumping them, if you don't want to fight them, which is probably kind of hard to do at this point in time, jumping them does require a little bit of skill.
Okay, so Vix, the first to find an item, gets a magic container here from Child Cave. That's going to be helpful. That's going to be enough to cast both of his spells now. Even at Magic 1.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Was this... I totally missed the stab on the statue. Was this 2 or 5 here on the maze?
I think it's 2. Yes, it is... Chadbert has it marked as 2 on his track.
Okay. Both of our runners here on the south side of the maze. Chadbert still has to find his first item.
Yeah, unfortunately, no easy paths to get through the maze. Basically, whatever direction you go, you're going to have to fight an encounter, and not a particularly easy encounter. This is where Thunder Spell for Vix can come in handy.
Yeah, and these are the exact enemies I'm talking about, being awkward to jump over, 4 hearts, almost 4 hearts of damage there at life 2 to try to get over a Scorpion.
Yeah, and Chadbert looking like he wants to take an up A here, but maybe he just has enough keys that he's like, well, whatever, I could do P2.
Of course, first room, -1 key.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that he's just trying to get this 400 experience before he takes up A, but only 50 points from the blue Iron Knuckle.
Better than 20, but 50 still not amazing either.
And Vix has... okay, so never mind. I thought Vix found the second item, but Vix just having to pass through the first item cave to continue on. We've got a raft sighting here.
Another key in the drop pool there for Chadbert, so getting his key back.
Yeah, going life-heavy strats. And... whether that was intended or just a reaction to getting that extra key, Chadbert is going to keep exploring.
Oh.
Okay, so Maze Island reverse vanilla this time.
Too funny.
And Vix taking an up A out of the maze. Not entirely sure I like that decision.
He might be... I don't know how many encounters deep he was. He's got this 2-screen... is this a 2-screen encounter? I wasn't paying attention last time.
I think it is. I think it's the 2-screen bridge, but...
Look at this. Chadbert finding the boss here in 2.
Yeah, and he has, I think, 2 more keys in reserve right now, so he'll be able to place this gem and also potentially look for the item.
Yeah, boss going to drop a key as well in this flag set, so he's going to just get that door open for free. Or, uh-oh.
For a certain value of free. Yeah, Chadbert not looking happy at that death. You know, going a little quick there, and the actual beams that Helmet Head shoots really hurt.
Yes. Yeah, if you're going to block anything in that fight, block those bullets, those fireballs that come from Helmet Head himself.
Yeah, the helmet beams sort of don't do anything, but I mean, I have died to them. They don't hurt nearly as much, but. And of course, Chadbert finds a 1-up in the small enemy drop pool just to sort of dig in.
So I think Vix is going over this bridge. I think we're about to see a dead end up here. So it is reverse jump cave or through the I mean, it has to be reverse jump at this point. We don't have actual logic to be in palaces. This is Chadbert going out of logic here with just keys in his pocket.
Yeah, could reveal something useful to him, but yeah, nothing in the maze without. So we have a lot of potential progression. Could be hammer, boots, could be a magical key to put these palaces into logic. Still no sighting of Bagu, though. I don't think he's going to be on any of our existing areas.
Get a look at the item here in our window shopping room, community item room. Assuming we get past this blue iron knuckle here, Chadbert not finding that one or both of those magic containers, I guess. Yeah, he missed both of those. The one in the item cave in the west, and the other one is the drop on Maze Island. So he's not able to cast Thunder get through here easily.
Okay, and he gets a sighting that it's a heart container. I think he's gonna just call it quits after that death.
Oh, there is a road we can walk north here. It looks like just instead of reverse jump cave on Vix's side.
Okay. Yeah, but where does this road lead to? Looks like a pretty decently sized section of the west here.
2 palaces just hanging out here.
Yeah, Vix thinking about P1, decides against it. I don't know. I think if I have 2 keys and I know keys from bosses are on, I think I'm willing to dive P1 out of logic.
Yeah, P1 being our smallest palace, it's always I think it's always worth it. This is something though that this is again out of logic, not necessarily not required by any means, and not expected of newer runners by any means either. It's more of a kind of you're comfortable with the game, you've got some keys, you've been in these palaces a few times, you know kind of how to route these and make your way throughout these, and yeah.
Yeah, I fear we may have cursed Chadbert. Taking another death to Helmet Head. Looks like he's got a good pattern going here, getting his blocks in. But man, attack 3 just not doing good damage. It took about 12, 13 stabs there.
Yeah, I was trying to not curse. I was just watching silently, trying not to curse that one.
Yep. So he's going to be first on the board just after 16 minutes, and Vix accidentally hitting his menu command.
Yeah, and Medicine Cave here, trying to make it out of there with the double generators.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough Medicine Cave.
Okay, here's one of the drops for Chadbert.
And that's going to be our potentially further progression. We've got the hammer, so that hammer cave is now open. We don't know whether that's a pass-through or an item cave still, but either of those could be useful.
Yeah, based on like the 404 is going to have the slightly reduced cave distance, so I'm going to assume like it's probably not going to take us. I mean, it's possible maybe, but I'm going to say it might be an item cave just sitting there because Saria showed us there's a big bit of water north, and I don't know if a cave's going to take us that far north.
Yeah, well, it looks like there's a big lake here for Vix. Okay, no, there's a way around the lake.
Okay, Chadbert with both of his items off the maze. Yeah, I was just going to say, we're still missing grass and trophy cave here. Yeah,
okay, and grass has the boots, and there goes any hope of the hammer being useful. I mean, if that cave connection to the islands does take him to DM, then the hammer will be very useful because it should be trivial easy to locate Spec Rock and hammer that down.
Pun intended.
An excellent Thunder Spell clearing the way here at Fairy Cave.
Yeah, able to grab life 3 there. 3-2-3 for Vix, and I'm not sure what Chadbert's at. We'll see in a second here. 3-3-4. Okay. So we've still got Rudo outstanding, and yeah, and that's it here. So this is going to be obviously walking in right now.
Yeah, I didn't get a sign of what the spell was, but
Neither did I. I looked away because we walked into this cave on Chadbert's side.
it looks like it is life spell, jump spell. I'm trying to read his tracker, but it's very small. So, but Barba is going to be carrying our trophy today.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it as well. I can't tell. I think us and Chad have both missed all of these, the sign. Oh, it is a pass-through.
Yeah, but unfortunately with those boots, that pass-through is useless.
Yeah, we did see Fairy Cave facing south there from the top side, so.
Vic's going to check this second hammerlocked cave. I think this one could be a connector.
Oh, yeah. This one is too far
Yeah.
deep. Plus, we've seen all 3 of them already.
Oh, nope, it's Trophy Cave. We had just completely forgotten about Trophy Cave.
Got a blue spider behind him, going to be trolling him on the way out unless he up and A's.
Fabulous 70 points.
Yeah, Hammer not coming in too clutch today so far. Again, Spec Rock's going to be our last check for that if we think we need it.
So 70 points from that P bag. This is a wild thing. 70 points from that P bag instead of 100 points means that was our candle. There's always
interesting.
Because there is the size of the P bag is always okay. So we get confirmation on Vix's side. This is Death Mountain, but the size of the P bag is based on Manila, right? Because there's usually two. I think it's 2 500s and a 200. So that means that those P bags in the pool are always the large and extra large bag accordingly. But since the large bag is vanilla 200, Vix finds Spec Rock had the magical key. Extremely useful hammer.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, as I was saying, each of the P bags can roll plus or minus 2 stages from their vanilla value. And so the minimum value of the large P bag is 100. So 70 means that was a randomly sized P bag. And since the only starting item we had was the candle, that means that was our candle.
We do have shuffle P bag amounts on though.
Yeah, but
okay.
Even with shuffle P bag amounts on, it's still a large or extra large bag accordingly. So we've got Palace 1 here for Chadbert. He's gonna, as sort of expected, from going into P2 out of logic. It's like, well, if I've got a bunch of keys, might as well do P1.
Yeah, Vic's looking around for Hammer Cave or potentially some other connection cave. We've had Death Mountain be the way over to the east or some other continent a few times in this tournament, and unfortunately there's no real way to tell unless you can eliminate all those connections beforehand. But having the key and seeing the raft on Maze, it could just be that the raft is sitting in one of these palaces now that are in logic for Vix.
Yeah, and it's I think worth a check, especially if you have boots, just to sort of walk around the lakes and see what you can see. It's a pretty low investment check.
Yeah, Yeah, it'd be a little different if we did not have the boots in this island's Death Mountain. That would be quite the trek through here.
Yeah, but Vix pretty quickly locates this hammer cave. So we're going to get a sighting here. If this were the raft, that could be huge for Vix.
Yeah. I guess the only thing that would help here is if Chadbert finds the glove or something in one of these palaces he's jumping into out of logic.
Yeah, Chadbert sort of getting bodied by Blue Iron Knuckles here.
Yeah, he did see a glove block already upstairs, so might actually be glove blocked from something in here.
Chadbert,
that's about. Sorry, chat pointing out that the second item is in fact the cross in Death Mountain.
Oh yes, we did get that hint. Remembering hints is difficult, so unfortunately both of our runners got that hint, I think. But Vix, forgetting it, I don't blame him. But we all forgot it, except for Chat. Chat, the most knowing runner. But it's it's an item.
Hint accurate confirmed.
Yep. Yeah, and Vix wisely deciding to up an A. We didn't see a transport, but he's got lots of stuff. He can still check that magical key puts all of the palaces into logic, and so it's time to start clearing them.
Yeah, we know there's a heart in 2. We don't know what's in 1 yet. We found the boss here on Chadbert's side. We've still got 4 available to us, and then the 3/6 palace that we don't know which one it is yet. We're sitting right next to 1.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 4 are a pretty optimal set of dungeons to clear early. Those are going to be your 3 fastest dungeons.
4 is not bad. The concern with 4 is that you have to have enough magic to cast Reflect by the time you reach Karok. So if you're relying on Fairy to get through doors and whatnot, it could be chewing through your Reflect budget as well. So with the magic key, it makes 4 a whole lot more less concerning.
Yeah, it's going to be the same length as 2, and key doors are not going to be a concern here for Vix. Honestly, I don't actually know how many keys Chadbert had. They may not be a concern for Chadbert either.
Well, the item room is open here in the P1. Okay. 700 points, though.
Yeah, okay. It's a pretty good XL bag.
Yeah, did he place the gem, or did he not place the gem? Did he go find the item first, or?
It looks like he had not placed the gem.
Okay.
He's coming back down to place it here. Maybe he was hoping to get some more experience, be able to take another level, but oh no, he had placed the gem. Okay, he just didn't want to up it. He wanted to walk out.
Yeah, that makes sense. 1080 probably attack 4, I would imagine.
Almost certainly, yeah. Oh, and getting the bad news about 70 points to the Red Iron Knuckles, decides not to grind them.
He's gonna get forget what was in this medicine cave, but he will be finding the boots soon enough in the grass tile just west of here. Oh, was the hammer in here? The hammer is in medicine cave. That's right.
Yeah, that's gonna lead him over to Death Mountain probably very shortly. I guess he still doesn't have his boots, but of course, as he continues checking the west here, he's gonna find them very quickly.
I believe this is Vix in 1 here as well.
Yep, and if he goes down, he's gonna find the boss. If he's gonna go up, he's gonna find his 700 points.
Vix leaving those keys on the floor now. Got the one and only key to rule them all.
Vix, seeing the boss, decides he'd rather take a look for the item and gonna get rewarded with another level up before he goes and fights Horsehead.
Yeah, gotta let that ride.
Yeah, it's a little. It is a little sad that it is going to mean that he's not going to have enough experience from Horsehead here, so he's going to have spent that bag and Horsehead to get this attack level. Means that the bag didn't really do much, but who needs magic and life levels, right? Just keep taking attack levels.
Well, this did help him push beyond the mat. He did have very low experience that helped him push back past the hard.
Was he
the
was
life
still,
and magic levels?
Oh,
yeah,
that's right, because it was 700 points. Yeah, he was still. Okay. Yeah, and 434 is going to be a good start to potentially doing high attack leveling. I think X34 is where you want to be if you're going to use that strategy.
Yeah.
Good balance between not dying and not having your experience costs be too high.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch the two runners and the way that they level. It's always interesting to watch that. I mean, there's certain strategies that people just kind of stick to, like power leveling attack. Chadbert, however, as you pointed out earlier, is taking these life levels 4, 4, 5 for him. So it really comes down to the runner on how good they feel, on how the life effectiveness is, or how well they think that they can avoid damage at lower life levels.
Yeah, attack makes you go fast and just don't get hit, but game overing is also a big time loss.
Yes.
It's for sure a balancing act.
Especially going back to the east here, looks like it might be a little bit of a walk. It's, well, maybe not. If it's off the raft on Maze Island, it's not that big of a deal, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah. We are still looking for another connection to get through and actually find the east, and we're running out of places it can be. We know it's not going to be here in was that was 3 or 6, so it could have been there.
Well, our cave, based on just what we've seen, it's not on the maze, it's not on the west, so it's got to be in DM to go east.
It's a good thought. The cave has to be somewhere in addition to being on the east, so it's possible that it's just sitting somewhere here in the west, and everyone has missed it so far. Definitely,
that's true.
With Boots being in Logic now, it's possible it's just hiding somewhere. But Vix deciding P4 is his best bet to look next, which is a good call. We don't know what the item here is, and it's going to be one of our shorter palaces.
Yeah, pointing out here that both of our runners still unable to pick up downstab technique. We have no way to elevate ourselves off of the ground just yet. So we are 30 minutes into this race, still no downstab. Something that was given early on in these beginner flag sets in the early weeks of the Upstarts tournament here during the async races. But something that then was taken away. And so the longer it stays away from these runners, they, again, newer runners, much more comfortable with combat if they had downstab, but they're kind of being forced into it here for an extended period of time. Chadbert did not grab, he does have the boots. He did get the boots earlier.
Yeah, Chadbert just clearing out, making sure that he's got everything in the west before he moves on. And yep, he's finding pretty typical vanilla-like layout where, you know, you've got a northern section, a southern section, and a couple connectors leading through either roads or caves or whatnot.
He's looking for his last trophy cave here, yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna find it just a little bit here, and then probably check out Death Mountain as well shortly after that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Got the boots. Got big ocean to look through here.
Yep. So Chadbert with a little bit of a palace advantage, VixRyder with the exploration advantage, and probably within 5 minutes or so, both runners will have covered each other's tracks. Will be fairly even.
Yeah, if we see, I don't know how much coverage Vix had of DM. But I wasn't watching like a hawk, so it's possible that he saw a raft tile out there, and if he did see a raft tile in DM, that it's definitely a cave is going to be our only access point to the east. But again, would have to be in Death Mountain at this point, or unless, again, as you mentioned, we have just missed it on the west, which is possible as well.
Yeah, I mean we've seen races already in this tournament decided by just not finding connections.
Yeah.
And I'm sure both of our runners, having seen that, are going to be extra careful to make sure that they thoroughly explore wherever they go.
Yeah, but if we don't see a raft in DM, then we're definitely going to have two points of being able to reach the east. Maybe it's possible even with those 2 points we have a segmented east that we still might need both of those. Cave access and raft access.
Yeah, we could have a segmented volcano or something like that.
I mean, I get excited for those things, but I'm not sure if runners in a finals newcomer finals tournament would be excited for that. But you know what? We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. Well, as expected, Chadbert has made his way to Death Mountain and is going to look around. Hopefully he remembers that the second item here is going to be across.
Vic's still looking around this P4, trying to find an item or a boss.
Yeah. Chadbert does have marked on his tracker that there's going to be a cross here, so...
Oh!
Okay, that's a raft. So that confirms we are going to have to find a connector cave to take us to the east.
Interesting. Vix was right here. I do wonder if he saw that and we just didn't notice it on his side. I hope he did, because then he'll know he's looking for a cave.
Yeah, and ordinarily I would say, if you can clear palaces, go into them, but man, knowing that both ways to get downstab are just hanging out in the east, I would really want to try and find that. Having downstab for palaces can be a real time saver.
Absolutely. You just bounce over everything. You just get to the boss, place the gem, and go.
Okay, two caves pointing in the same direction here. That usually means two caves right next to each other pointing in the same direction. Usually means a four-way, or one of them is going to be passed through. Not always.
Yeah, that's a four-way. That's an elevator network right there.
Yeah, these four caves are all in the same group. There's a fifth cave in there, though. That's not right. Okay, it does have a buddy, maybe?
Is it possible? Did we see? Oh no, we did see the southeast corner of the maze. We were down there.
Yeah, I'm not super confident about all those caves down in the south. I'd be checking those. I don't know if those added up.
Item in P4 here for Vix. We'll see what this is.
Yeah, for newer players not familiar with how the cave generation here in Death Mountain works, each of the caves in this flag set sort of leads in the direction it points to, right? You go east into a cave, you're going to come out east of where you were, and there's going to be a west-facing cave on the other side that pairs up with it. And so often the way you can look for stuff like Hammer Cave or exits is look for the pairs, right? If you see 3 caves pointing west and 2 caves pointing east, well, one of those doesn't belong.
Yeah, it's kind of a trained skill for sure. You definitely have to see a bunch of Death Mountains with this with that flag. It's a flag that you can turn off if you would like the caves to go any which direction, like the old school days.
I recommend against it.
Yeah, especially for newer runners, it's really not an easy way to navigate by any means. But yeah, good practice in DM helps a lot.
Okay, Chadbert is getting down here to check these caves. Looks like it's not going to be those. Yeah, I don't see anything that really screams out to me that it's going to be a connector cave here, but like we said, it's got to be somewhere.
We saw the cave on the other side of Saria was Parappa, I believe, and then the cave just south of that was Backwards Ferry, or whatever they were. I think Ferry and Parappa were right next to each other, and then Jump was a little bit further east. So I think we've seen all 3 pass-throughs on the west. I'm just trying to recount all the caves we've seen over there.
Yeah, if there is a place in the west that I think we haven't completely checked, it might be sort of all the way in the southeast. When our runners were originally down there, having crossed the bridge, they didn't have the boots, and they, neither runner has really gone back there to make, check the edges of the map and make sure.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Chadbert decides not to. I guess never mind. Not interestingly, Chadbert correctly remembers that Hammer Cave is the cross, and decides to take off. He doesn't need to be there. he needs a connector cave, and he's going to continue looking for it.
I do always wonder if you know where the cross is at, and we saw Vix pick it up, and now we've seen Chadbert step into its location, but then step out. If we're going to have a bunch of invisible moas on the east that are just very trolly, we're going to have GP on the east, so it will have invisible moas in there as well. Could be something to keep an eye out for, to see if Vix is having an easy time with them, and Chadbert is then on the flip side getting beat up by them.
Yep. So Vix clearing out P2.
Is that our? I'm sorry. This is our east, I believe.
Is this?
I missed it. I missed where it was.
Okay. Well, I mean, we knew it was a Death Mountain. It had to be there.
Yeah.
But this is a bit troubling for Vix. I mean, time spent in Palace is rarely wasted time, but when he finishes up these palaces, doesn't find any sort of a way to progress, he's gonna have to be thinking, man, I was in Death Mountain. Where am I going? Where is this connector?
Yeah, it could still play in his favor. He's going to clear out, I assume, all of these palaces over here. He's just found Helmet Head. He's done 1. He's done 4. He's about to finish 2. And then, of course, there's the 3/6. Again, I'm not sure we saw a window just yet. But we'll see if he goes back in there a little bit more beefed up and able to handle perhaps a downstabbless Rebanek, if that's what it is. But, with GP being on the east, it could be that he just is going to have to come back to the west, get downstab, and then shoot right back east again. So I don't know if this routing might end up in his favor. I'm not sure if it really makes a difference. Chadbert might have just better levels by the time he reaches these palaces and goes back to them.
Yeah, a big question is going to be, how much is this lack of downstab and other miscellaneous niceties from the east going to hurt Vix as far as how quickly he clears these palaces, right? Like, if Chadbert finds some more nice stuff, maybe another magic container, maybe some additional life, does that save him some deaths that speeds him up? And we know downstab is definitely going to speed up his palace clears.
Yeah. The only other concern I have is that if this 3/6, if he goes into it now, if there's a glove block, and obviously the glove is not anywhere nearby, Chadbert may have that glove by the time he comes back to the west to clear it.
Yeah, I think the real I would guess we already know that the item in this 3/6 is a hard container. We had forgotten Chadbert had got. Oh no, this is still P2 for Vix. Sorry. So Vix finds his hard container, decides, okay, well I'm not gonna dig around looking for that.
I saw a tracker saying that Vix did potentially see a glove block in that 3/6, so he might be back to DM very shortly here.
Yeah, he's taking an up A. That definitely suggests that he's going to DM because that cave is right next to him. Chadbert checking out the graffiti here in Darunia. No help.
And probably gonna be no jump, no fairy yet. We do have a child. I didn't see what spell we have here though, but could be something that gets us off the ground to get stabs.
Yeah, it's gonna be jumped according to Chadbert's tracker, so he'll be able to make a little bit of a turnaround and grab upstab here.
All right, Vix, if he didn't see it before, he gets confirmation. There's his raft tile, so he's probably just gonna start checking all these caves. I believe it's over on the east side somewhere.
Yeah, if you ever feel like you don't really have confidence in reading all the caves, or you already went through all the caves and you didn't find anything that you think stands out, just check all of them, right? That maybe what Vix is going to do at this point. Just be like, nope, I'm going to stick my face in every cave, and one of them is going to be the way forward.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier about how you can at times very easily see that a cave is sticking out, but then at other times, sometimes the randomizer does actually just do a good job of blending in the cave that you need, and so it does help to kind of just like you say, just poke your head in every cave and see where it goes.
Chadbert learning to upstab, probably not the stab he's looking for, but it's the stab you're going to get from Darunia. For now.
Huh. I don't think he's too far off here. He's got to go a little north, I believe. It's not going to be too much longer. Again, Chadbert still has to finish P4, and it seems like if we just kind of do meta routing, P4 is likely going to take Chadbert as long as it took Vix. I got a little trolled in some of the directions, saw some dead ends. But did we do a check on that forest tile?
I don't think so. Just have the hammer.
Yeah. I'm just trying to watch to see if Vix is which cave this is. Although I imagine we'll see it again because Chadbert's got to come back. They're both going to come back for downstab regardless.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Chadbert taking an up A almost immediately after he finds either the medicine to get fairy or I guess he already has jump spell now, so he could up A to get downstab right away. I guess it does make sense to try and pick up that medicine before you go back to the west, sort of do everything else that you need there in one swoop. But
yeah, he does. If it is the glove block in 3/6, if he comes back to the west early without that glove, then that could cost him a little bit of time having to just come back to the west a third time then. But I don't think we've seen either item cave just yet. We've seen the water tile. Have not seen the desert tile, I don't believe. Yeah, Chadbert's tracker just is in broadcast mode, so he doesn't show us what tiles he has seen specifically. Oh, okay, there it is. I know where that cave is now. To get to the east there, Vix's side.
yeah.
Hopefully, walking around like that, though, you can kind of lose your position, right? So from the entrance of DM, do our runners remember exactly where that cave is? Hopefully, remember at least the look of it and the fact that it's facing north. But if they are away for too long, they might have to like comb back over DM just to re-find the cave, which is a little unfortunate, but sometimes happens.
Okay, so Vix checked that forest tile immediately and going to be rewarded with the life spell.
Okay. Shield in New Kasuto here. Nothing in the basement.
Shocking.
Another $70. No spell? No spell, correct?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I guess that's old Kasuto then.
Yeah, old Kasuto going to be holding our spell today.
We did see fire. Do we have fire? It's out of Rudo. No, we have no trophy. Okay, so we can't, just maybe hoping gambling on a fire spell or something, but not right now.
Yeah, trophy going to be with Barba today.
Oh, that's right. So then on the east, we've got what? We've got 5, the opposite 3/6, and GP in our locations here. Shuffled anywhere, doesn't have to be GP in Death Valley, although it could be.
Yeah, an unpleasant set of palaces for sure. Especially if it ends up being, 5, 6, 7 in the east. But our runners have got at least decent levels to do some of the harder palaces.
Yeah. And we'll see, again, with this being the finals, we'll see, 5 is something you might want to leave till later, but knowing we're in the finals here, we might just be trying to do an attack for Guma. Chadbert has shield and Vix has life, so Vix is probably going to find shield here shortly, just north of his position. And that's a pretty easy way to do Guma, slowly but surely, even without downstab.
Yeah, another magic container here for Chadbert.
Yeah, that's nice. That is, I'm liking our magic status here.
Yeah, we're going to be able to use quite a few safeties in GP, mainly the place where that magic's going to be helpful.
Yeah, and just to call out to the life spell here on this flag set is it is going to be healing us for the standard 3 bars of health. That is the vanilla heal. We're not getting trolled. There is a flag to turn on random heal amount from the life spell, which could go anywhere between 1 and 5 bars, but we're just sticking with the standard vanilla today.
My favorite is when you get 1 bar life spell, but it's also linked to fire, so it costs like 8 MP and you're just smashing the button to get your life up.
Yeah, it's about the, like, it comes out to the same cost, really, doesn't it? Like 32 for 3 bars or 8 for 1.
Yeah, you just gotta cast it like 4 times.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 20. Sorry, my math. Terrible. 24 for 3 bars, which still is cheaper. Life tends to be pretty expensive still, like, you know, into the 30s, even in the later magic levels. So
Yeah, life sort of unlike a lot of the spells that, you know, start off expensive and get really cheap at the higher magic levels. Life sort of doesn't really do much. It goes down a little bit, but it stays relatively high even at Magic 8.
yeah, kind of following the vanilla curve. Same like fairy, we see a handful of those. For anyone who's not familiar, if they're interested, like, will life ever fall to like 12 magic, or will, you know, thunder ever fall to 18 magic or something? The answer is no, unless it's combined with the fire spell and you're playing with that particular flag on.
Yeah, which we are in this flag set, right? It's always fire combined.
Yes.
So could be helpful, although I kind of doubt we're going to see the fire spell in the seed.
Yeah, probably not. Not unless we're able to somehow, like, you can try to verify it in reverse, and if you don't see it as any of the other spells, it maybe is worth picking up. Like, if fairy does end up being expensive and you do have the trophy, I don't know. You know, Rudo's not too far away. It might be fire fairy. I don't know. Probably not worth it though. I'm just I'm grasping at straws for a reason to try to pick up fire when it's way out of the way here.
Yeah, Chadbert taking a quick check in that 3 or 6 decides. He finds a glove block and he's like, I don't even want to do this. Okay, Vix finding the medicine on desert tiles somehow, despite arriving in this east, you know, got to be 7 or 8 minutes later than Chadbert did. Going to be the first one to be able to pick up fairy.
Yeah, Chadbert went more north along the east coast, and I think Vix kind of came into the inside of this vanilla-like with this. You just talked about vanilla-likes in the west being a north and a south half. On the east, we're going to have that top half, the top third, the middle third, and the bottom third. So I think Vix is here in the middle third. And this means he's going to have the spell for when he sees New Kasuto as well.
Yeah, answering a question from chat, we are glove from what is probable go mode. Bolt runners know where downstab is, but until very recently did not have the tools to be able to get it. But Vix now has that medicine, going to allow him to get fairy. Chadbert acquired jump, so either of those is going to be enough to go back and get downstab when they feel like it. Which I suspect is going to be soon.
Yeah. The other thing we're missing currently is still Risen, P-Back Cave, and the Spell Tower. So if it's Spell Tower Glove, Chadbert might be a little slow to get that. If it's nothing in Spell Tower, he might be better off if it's just something sitting in a palace somewhere.
Okay, Chadbert found a pass-through that basically led right to the desert tile, so that's going to be handy.
Yeah, Chadbert going to be a few steps behind Vix here, just west of his position. Going to see that Old Kasuto, unless he heads straight south. No, okay, he's going to head east. He's going to see Old Kasuto over here and get the fairy spell. Spell, not the fairy spell.
Yeah, and hopefully that leads to a spell tower check real soon. Okay, I was worried for Chadbert taking a death there. The lack of cross coming back to haunt him a little bit, but he does still have 2 more lives remaining, so he'll be fine there.
Yeah, if it's Spell Tower at all, he's probably not going to head right back there to check the Spell Tower because he's already been to New Kasuto, and it's just another 3 screens in, Spell Tower basement, 3 screens out. That's a little bit of time, so I wonder if he sees 5 before getting back to New Kasuto, I wonder if he'll just do a dig of 5 instead.
Yeah, the one advantage of checking Spell Tower now is if he really feels like he wants to go get downstab, you could check Spell Tower now and then just take the up A and save yourself the walk out.
Yeah. We are in Risen, though, so this is our other missing cave. We're about to see what is in here.
Glove odds are rapidly increasing, but just another heart container.
Hard in 4, hard in 2, hard in Risen, and that's it so far.
Vic's going to pick up his disappointment from the basement.
Chadbert is out. He's going back west.
Yep.
He's going to be grabbing his down stab, but no glove. And again, I didn't get a visual verification on this myself. I'm just what chat was saying is that Vix did see a glove block in this 3-6 next to 1, and so it could stop Chadbert here as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to blame Chadbert if this decision is just, I want down stab.
Yeah.
Very reasonable, but I don't actually remember where the town was at.
Nor do I, and we are doing a little bit of walking around, so... Oh, it's just south of his current position down here.
All right, we're going to get a spell tower check here. This could be the glove, and it is!
Wow.
So Chadbert's decision to skip out in spell tower before heading back west gonna hurt him, because he's not going to be able to clear these palaces while he's here. Meanwhile, Vix immediately up A's and said, "Yep, that's go mode for me. Time to go get down stab and clear some palaces."
I think Chadbert just missing Nito over here.
He doesn't want to go into this big old dig swamp, but
I think it's just east on the grass here.
yeah, Vix has found it. I don't know exactly where it is, but yeah, is this it for Chadbert?
No.
Yeah, no, he needs to go sort of southeast-ish, eastish from here.
Yeah, it's like east southeast. It's pretty much on the same horizontal line here.
He knows it's down here, but it doesn't quite remember where it is.
This is a thing. This is a thing that happens. You forget where a town is, and it's got the things you want.
Yeah, one of the things that some of the trackers allow you to do is sort of build out a map. Most runners aren't gonna spend the time it takes to really draw out a whole map, but just doing stuff like marking, roughly where on the map, okay, I know Mito it's in the south, it's in the south central, and sort of just put down a marker reminding you, because you find a town 2 minutes in, and then 50 minutes later you're thinking, man, where's that town?
Absolutely. I think Chadbert has been tracking town locations via pen and paper recently, perhaps not choosing to do so for this particular race, or maybe at the last minute realizing he's like, I forgot my pen and paper. Hopefully I'll be all right, or something like that. We are seeing a bit of frustration on the camera here on his side. Nothing that you can see on the restream on ZSR, but we get the full streams from each of our runners here. And Chadbert, little potentially upset, we'll say, missing this Mito, having to re-clear the west here.
Yeah, but downstab is one of those things it's not necessarily required, but there's a moderate chance of it being required, and it's also just very nice. The downstab is extremely broken.
Yeah, he's back down here checking southwest. Unfortunately, Vix glove on hand, downstab technique learned as well, fairy spell, fully ready to go into this 3/6, which I apologize if we have seen windows at this point. I have not caught any windows just yet.
I don't think we saw windows in either of the 3/6s, so...
Yeah, when you're bouncing back and forth between the two runners, it's very easy to miss a room that has the windows in it that would help us identify this. They may know, but we may be a little out of the loop at the moment. All right, so Chadbert just head straight east. It's literally, oh my god. He's driving himself crazy, I know too. And this is another thing. It's like the added tilt. It's right. There it is.
Right there. All right, he's found it.
You play enough seeds and you do enough races, though, it's entirely possible that races sometimes get determined by this, or anything that Chadbert had in a lead has now dissolved thanks to missing the town here.
I like Vix's decision to not attempt that jump. He's got plenty of magic, not quite as much as Chadbert does, but man, that jump is difficult to make and can really lose you a lot of time, with it being several rooms into the palace.
So Vic's seeing the item room there, without knowing it's 3 or 6. What do we know? We know what Rebo rides with. Do we magic? No.
We know that Barba has the trophy. I don't know if we know what Rebo rides with.
I think we got a hint, like literally seconds.
Rebo has a jar, Homewrecker is saying. Okay, so we do. I mean, I guess to some extent, VixRyder already knows that he's in go mode and doesn't care. But we do also know specifically what the items are in either 3 or 6.
Okay, so it's a magic jar, not just a blue or red jar. So a magic jar is going to be a magic container then. That would be an extra container for Vix.
Yeah, could be helpful. He is short one compared to Chadbert.
All right, we'll see if Chadbert can close the gap here. Vix has P4 done as well over Chadbert and is here in this, again, 3/6. Still waiting to see a window. Or a boss.
Well, it's going to be a boss. It's going to be Rebo.
Lining up for the corner strat here.
Oh, not quite.
Chadbert joining him in this palace, but it's going to see a glove block.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways to line up that pixel to get the corner, but it's also a little bit tricky because how far he goes is influenced by how long you hold the A button when you jump. So it is a little bit of technique involved in getting that set up.
Yeah, this early dip into this palace that Vix did gave him that information on the glove being required, and now Chadbert's going to see this, I think, just in the next room, if not the room after that.
All right, Vix getting all but one hit with the down stab and then finishes Rebo off.
All right, so that's going to be 4 gems for Vix here, 4 out of 6. And he's
Yeah.
done. He's done with the West now, right? He's done with the West.
Yeah.
He's just going to head back east.
Yeah, he's gonna just it's gonna be 5, 6, and 7 over there. But the palaces weren't too difficult to get to, aside from obviously Death Mountain being annoying.
Yeah.
So
Did we see 5? Did we get a sighting on 5? I know we saw 6 on the northern, almost the northern border of the east.
I don't remember if we saw it. I mean, it's possible it could be behind 3-Head Rock somewhere, but we do of course have the flute, so nothing at all could be blocking Vix, but he may have to put some effort in actually tracking it down, because I do not remember exactly where it is.
Okay, so the connected to the east is straight south of the connection to Death Mountain. It just kind of throws you off here. You got to get to the bottom side of this rock, this chunk of rock here, just to the south side.
Yeah. Well, normally you come into Death Mountain and especially on islands, your sort of instinctive reaction is, well, let me check the edges, right?
Yeah.
I've got my boots that can walk around them, but it's definitely not there.
Yeah, because he found it from walking counterclockwise before, or anti-clockwise if you're from that part of the world. But yeah, so he is now hitting it from the north side. He's hitting from 12 o'clock. He's right here, though. It's just straight south, one cave, and then right here.
Yeah. And curious whether we'll see 5 or 6 first. With still being on attack 4, that level ended up being life 7 instead of attack 5. I think if 6 isn't too much further than 4, it might be good to go there first to at least pick up attack 5. Although I guess I don't know if it could be magic 6, but it's probably attack 5.
Yeah, I'm feeling like we're missing a palace in the southwest corner. Chadbert went straight north for the most part. Kind of what Vix is doing right now is what Chadbert's original path was, and I think Vix kind of hit the middle section first. I don't think we saw southwest corner, but I could be wrong. And I just could be totally wrong on wherever this palace was. They may have already seen it for all I can remember.
Yeah, but it looks like Vix is going up to where 6 is, which is, I think, a good call.
Yeah, I hope there's no glove blocks in this 4 that turn Chadbert around. We know it's completable. We know even the item is accessible. So hopefully he's able to get all that. He'll see it's not the glove, and he'll be able to reach Karak as well. But hopefully he doesn't see any of those glove blocks shoot him out of here prematurely.
Yeah, unfortunately, not having checked Spell Tower means that even if he's able to complete this 4, he is going to have to go back to the west once he picks up that glove to finish up 3, and so he's going to have a little bit of slowdown from the extra routing.
Yeah, in this case, Vix definitely is in the superior position currently. We'll see. GP, of course, always brings its own fun. So we'll see what GP brings in probably the next 15 to 20 minutes here, depending on where this Palace 5 is after the 6 for Vix.
Yeah, also depending on how long and trolly the 6 ends up being. Definitely a lot of variance in how long, especially Palaces 5 and 6 sort of have, even outside of the usual plus minus number of rooms that they can have. P5 and P6 are both allowed to roll as many rooms are as left in the bank. And so sometimes you can get some just truly massive ones. So it didn't seem like any of the other palaces were particularly small. Okay, Vic's gonna get a sighting of the item here. I don't think he's gonna pick up fire.
Oh,
okay.
We're in 5. We're in 5. What am I talking about?
Hey, we both thought this was 6. This is P5. Thank you, Homewrecker.
All right, so the P6 is missing then. Okay.
Okay, that's a little unfortunate though. This is P5 because it means that Vix is gonna be doing attack for Barba. Though, life 7, I think he has shield and life at this point. So
yeah.
Should be okay, but
yeah, I mean that is something else as well that if this could a game over here on a Guma that's a little bit deep into the palace that could allow Chadbert to catch up as long as Chadbert doesn't do the same thing when he gets here. He's got 1230 for his next level again. Probably Magic 5, and so not Attack 5. You were just talking about that. Or 2110 looks like it's probably going to be Attack 5.
Yeah, man, I really hope it's Attack 5. Because if with 2 palaces left to go, it could be that he doesn't end up getting Attack 5 until right before GP, which at least he get Attack 5. I know most runners feel like they're if you could hit Attack 5, they're pretty comfortable in GP. Attack 4 quite a bit different. I know certain runners are perfectly fine with it, but I like to have Attack 5.
Yeah, this is all probably caused by the lack of P bags of any large denomination, really, that were in the drop pool. Those 70s that are showing up, really not that amazing beyond the first level or so for our 3 stats. And then I think we had 100 bag as well in there, so nothing too large, even though they could roll up to 1,000. Nothing too large, and keeping downstab away from our runners. Probably not doing a lot of killing without downstab. Not being super confident without downstab to kill all these enemies, and so running past a lot of stuff, not getting large P bags, keeping their levels low in the end here.
Chadbert gonna find the item from this 4. I don't remember exactly what it is. Hard container. Nice to have. Little baby Goomas throwing hammers on crumble bridges.
Yeah. Oh, another fairy block here. He's going to have to walk back and take a death. Unless he knows how to do the... Oh, he doesn't have another life. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I don't know if Vix knows how to set up Eco Key, but he didn't have enough for jump regardless. I don't even remember if he has the jump spell.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, he did pick it up, but... Yeah, I'm fairly certain Chadbert knows how to Eco Key, but I'm not sure about Vix.
I mean, if Chadbert knows how to Eco Key, he's got one up on me. I'm not even entirely sure how to Eco Key these days now. Something that comes up so extremely rare, extremely infrequently.
Yeah, well, if I remember correctly, isn't Chadbert have some background as a vanilla runner? I don't actually remember.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
Yeah, Eco Key is one of those things that a lot of the people that have mostly just played Randomizer aren't familiar with, but anyone who has done, especially a lot of all keys vanilla speedrun, ends up learning Eco Key.
Yeah, and you can even if it's not off the bubble, you can do it off the. I could probably do it off the MOA. The Eco MOA is probably easier for me to do.
Yeah,
than the bubble.
I think Eco MOA is probably easier than doing it off the bubble, but also is a randomizer specific trick, and I think even fewer people know that setup.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very, very randomizer specific there. Okay, so Chadbert kind of gives it looked like a surprised look, grabbing that magic level. I don't know if he thought it might have been life. But he's out of there. He's got the item out of 4, not the glove that he wanted. Not sure where he's going to go first. I think even if he goes up to P5 there in the northern border, he's going to pass right by New Kasuto, and he'll probably hit up the spell tower. He got spell there from Old Kasuto just shortly after, or shortly before up and A and going back west. So he should make that check, I would imagine.
Yeah, if you're going to be passing right by New Kasuto, it seems silly not to check it, especially, not having the glove. Any location that's a quick, easy check like that, I feel like is pretty mandatory. Well, quick, maybe a little, definitely easy, quick in a bit of air quotes. Spell tower is a bit of a jog.
All right, Chadbert's skipping the life spell here in the Brewer, saying, nope, I don't have time for this right now. I feel like I am behind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Actually, I think from his spellbook, he may already have the life spell. I think fire is the only spell he's missing.
Oh, okay. Then he would have then he would have done the hammer check earlier on. Okay.
Yeah.
Hammer force tile check, that is.
Yeah. And I think this is gonna be New Kasuto right here for him. He's gonna have to pass to this Wilson. I don't think that's enough magic for a fairy feat, so he's just walking it out.
No, it is 41 at Magic 5.
Ooh, that is a lot. Yeah, and as expected, he is gonna pick up his glove here, but he's gonna have to do some awkward routing.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see if he goes back to that 3 right off the bat here. Probably the best choice. I mean, you got to go back there eventually. Might as well just finish that west and know it's done. Or maybe he's closer to 5 technically right now, and he should just go north to 5, and then wherever 6 is hiding from us. Again, maybe our runners know where 6 is at, but it might be faster to actually go 3. Well, I don't know. From 3 up an A, go back to the east, and then maybe Death Valley is GP and it's actually closer. I don't know. At this point, you're really trying to squeeze the absolute most out of routing given Chadbert's position, and I don't, he doesn't know the answer, and we don't know the answer either, but it's just all theory crafting here.
Yeah, and I feel like there's not a ton of opportunity to save too much extra time given what he has to do. One opportunity to save time that Chad definitely has is if he finds the right route in this P5, because Vix has been in here quite a while.
Yeah.
And we've seen multiple fairy blocks. We've seen just a huge number of rooms. I'm completely lost as to exactly where Vix is as he's
coming. Wow.
He made his way to this eco key room, and if this is that's just another dead end.
Yeah, that's the second eco key room, because the first one, remember you made the comment about the little Goomba on the Crumble Bridge. He had to ferry through that because he almost took the death. That killed that ate the rest of his magic on his last life. Then the first eco room we saw was after that bridge, that Crumble Bridge room. So there's 2 of these here. Wow.
Yeah, and just this whole dungeon just absolutely chewing up their magic.
Yeah, at this point, I'm inclined to believe that he was on the right path, just not having
Does
last life.
Vix not have downstab? He does have downstab. It's weird. He was sort of jumping into some of these iron knuckles, taking some damage. And I'm like, does he not have downstab? But no, he's just missing the input or something. So yeah, that's could be a huge source of advantage for Vix. Okay, well this is that Goomba Crumble Bridge room again.
Yeah, he's gonna have to step in here, step back, and take a death. Or just get hit by a bubble, I guess, when you have a sliver of health.
Yeah, because some convenient taking damage earlier.
I was unable to check how many lives he has. He's down 1, of course, and so Goomba is going to be pretty close after this, I would imagine.
I think this may be... He definitely has died twice in this palace. Homewrecker saying that he has another life, so he must have picked up a 1-up somewhere in here.
Yeah. Yeah, so, this is coming back to what we talked about earlier. If this is going to be a could potentially lead to 2 deaths here on Guma. Guma being one of the most annoying bosses to fight. And so this could be a game over. But even if it is, at this point, he knows definitely his way back. Chadbert grabbing his 8th container there, fully decked out. I don't know how much life is to cast. We do have a little over 32 magic, maybe like 40 magic or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, attack 4 really not doing very good damage. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad. Now it looks like it's just that that Guma rolled up, because now that the health bars are starting to come down, it looks like he's only taking about 3 stabs to take each one down.
Yeah, and he's doing well so far. I don't know how much a hit is. I don't think he came in here with full life, because I think he took a hit from something in the previous room.
Yeah, he took a Moa to the face, but meanwhile, Chadbert has found his way to Rebo. Really clean corner strat.
Oh, it is shielded life 7, just 1 bar from Guma's flail. So this is going to be this is done deal here for Vix.
Yeah, just sort of taking it easy, doing safe strats, gets the kill, no deaths. That's the important part.
Yeah, so it's going to come to Chadbert to route this palace a lot better than Vix did. That's going to save him a good chunk of time and help close this gap that Vix has got going for him at the moment. This lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Vix, even with taking that long in P5, just a clean palace ahead.
It's still not attack 5, dude. It's magic 6.
No.
He let it ride.
He let it ride? Okay, at least he let it ride.
It's like 107. It's 2290 right there.
Okay. And he's still got an extra life in reserve, so he's not in danger of losing all of this. But, man, it definitely can happen that you end up on 4, 6, 7 being natural routing, but it's rare and it sucks.
So the 6 was just west of 5. We must have just missed it whenever our runners were up here, just walking around very quickly. Might have just thought it was the same. That's probably why I thought we had a 6 up here, and then we saw the 5. We're like, wait, I thought I could have swore 6 was up here. So makes sense. They're both right next to each other for the most part.
Yep. And Vix finally picking up attack 5. We'll see if he even feels like taking magic 6 or just decides 5 is enough and burns it on his way to GP.
Yeah, Vix has been burning some gems lately in some of these races, so we'll see if he's happy with that magic 5 fairy cost. Magic 6 could bring it down to something much more manageable, fairy being a potentially useful spell to get through some tough rooms in GP, so we'll see. Especially with him missing out on 2 magic containers, that 1 in 3 and that 1 somewhere else that Chadbert has picked it up from.
Yeah, and we know that Vix is a full palace ahead at this point, but Vix can't be super confident about the way that he has routed this so far, that he's in the lead, right? He had some palaces that he went into that he wasn't able to clear, had obviously a really rough 5, didn't immediately get some of the things that he needed for connections. It could be that in his head that he feels like he's behind. So we could see some decisions made even coming into GP as far as maybe taking some lefts.
Yeah, and it may work out for him just simply because GP does not have to be long and trolly. One direction may be, the other one may not be, and sometimes it does come down to GP routing luck. We actually saw that in the Vix and Aaron 2 race. That's was part of the semifinals where Aaron was pushing through some of the harder rooms in GP, and Vix was kind of noping out of those, and it was absolutely the correct path to just nope out of those and take the easier route, the path of least resistance, and that led to Thunderbird, and that led to the victory on Vix's side in the previous race.
Okay, so Chadbert is going to come in here and do P6 first. I do like this as far as the leveling goes. If he beats Barba and lets it ride, he probably can pick up attack 5 before heading into P5 and fighting Guma.
Yeah, that's a good call. If he does that, okay, so life 7's 1940. and then Magic 6 is going to be 2120 or something, and then Attack 5 is going to be 2290. So
yeah, not too much extra to get after clearing the boss.
Yeah. But if he does do Attack 5, is he going to? He's either going to be stuck at life 6 or Magic 5 after that. He's only got the 2 gems left to place. We'll see how he strategizes this leveling here at the end.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would be really unfortunate is if he does end up just playing it straight and taking Magic 6 and Life 7. 4, 6, 7 is obviously you can beat GP with those levels, but it's that'd be rough.
These blocks on Chadbert's side, absolutely ruthless, trying to give him a concussion that was ridiculous. Just a waterfall of blocks on his head repeatedly every time he stepped over the next column.
Yeah, I mean, they're technically random, but...
I think they're on Vix's payroll. Slow this guy down.
Yeah, fortunately, Chadbert with 7 bars of life 6, not too worried about it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so here's Barba. I was going to say, this is not too far from where Vix was at, because we just saw Vix somewhat recently in this item room here. Vix
getting the setup for the right pit Barba manipulation, but doesn't end up camping out at the right pit.
Okay, so Chadbert is in a dead end. We did see Vix in this, so Vix did have to walk back from this area.
Wow, this attack 5 doing so much more damage.
I like the upstab strats there.
Yeah, they're nice. They could be a little spooky because it could be a little easy to get hit, but they could be quick.
Yeah, you got to get close enough to the dragon to where it doesn't spit any fire, and also you got to make sure you're not the one falling into the lava either.
Okay, so no gem burning. Vix is going to go all the way up to 5, 6, 7. And we're going to find our entrance into Valley of Death. I don't know exactly where it is, but I think it's just south of where Vix is here.
Yeah. At the very least, that's where the volcano is. I do see that lava as well. Yeah, okay.
And yeah, this is going to be the connection down.
Oh.
Rough.
About to say he's in some danger there. Oh, he's down to 1 life. Did he take it?
He didn't up A after leaving the palace.
Oh, no.
He just walked out. So this is going to be a bit spooky. He's going to be low on resources here.
And he's... Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he realizes this, and he's going to go back into one of the palaces and refill his lives.
All right, Chadbert needs to find this dragon quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's basically taken the same routing as Vix here, so not going to have any time save.
Yeah, that's like if you're just going to stick to the meta, and it's hard to break from the meta if you're just going to follow the rights along the path and then do the lefts next. It's like, I don't know. It makes me crazy as well when all the rights lead to nothing and it's just some one-off left deeper into the palace, and it's like, who would have ever guessed that first? And I don't know. You can't blame the runners, and in this position, do you take the gamble? I don't know, right? I don't know. It makes you crazy. It makes you crazy when you're in this type of position. You're just trying to think about what you need to do.
Vix out of magic. He's going to try and cross this encounter without any magic. And this is very difficult. Gets past 3 coconuts and manages to clear it. Wow.
Very nice. Ends up in the rocks there.
Oh no, and
he's stuck.
He got himself... What?
Okay, so the way that the first encounter is laid out, he came in from the wrong direction, which is putting him into the wrong direction of every other encounter after that.
Yeah, he needed to come into that encounter from the top instead of from the right.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to back his way out here.
No, yeah, he may not realize what he's done, and he may have to take a game over here and come back.
Yeah, the way that these encounters work is whenever you enter them, they sort of lead you in the direction they point. And so if you come into one of these encounters in a way that the logic is kind of not expecting you to, you can end up entering them in weird ways, and the exits get confused and spit you out into the wall. It's technically consistent with the way vanilla works, but just a little bit annoying when you've got randomly generated terrain that can get you into some unfortunate spots.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's a pretty well-known thing that can happen here. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but everyone gets hit by it. It's just, I really hope he realizes to enter in from the top, and I hope that this first race is not going to be determined by him getting kind of locked out of Death Valley here. Although this is what Chadbert needs.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I don't know exactly what the path here is supposed to be in P6, but Chadbert not having a quick time of it.
Yeah, this is nope, another dead end here. This is a rough P6, and it looked like a rough P5, but not necessarily. But it could be that Chadbert does end up doing the same thing that Vix did in 5. Yeah, this is something that definitely burns. It's it does help to do an encounter skip. If you do an encounter skip, you actually land in the same tile that you started in. So if he does an encounter skip on this by accident, he will safely make it through. But again, he has to come from the top of this encounter and go straight down.
Right, it's because these, okay, and he does this time, but it's because these tiles are marked as pass-throughs. That's just the way pass-throughs work. Instead of spitting you out on the tile the encounter is, it sort of spits you out on the tile one beyond where the encounter is in the direction that you entered.
All right, this dragon cannot be that much deeper into this palace here. Chadbert is probably losing his mind. He's already been in this room with the key door gone there.
Okay, so Vix gets the second fairy feed. It takes him 2 tries, so he's going to try and do this in encounter once again. But he is on the right orientation. This time looks like much easier enemies, though.
I think the Moas are invulnerable, unfortunately.
Oh no. Yeah, that certainly hurts. All right, and Vix making the safe play. Not going to fairy feet, but he is going to use fairy to make sure that he can clear this encounter safely. Chadbert just taking more deaths here in P6.
He's trying to jump these iron knuckles. He's down stabbing into the blocks there, breaking those blocks, and then taking a bunch of damage here. On his last life. Oh, never mind. Picks that one up. That's good.
Yep. All right. So we got our first runner into GP. Gates up 125.54. And let's see what GP does to Vix.
Yes, let's.
Oh, just a lovely lime green with the bricks. Yeah, and as kind of expected, he thinks he's behind. He's making the left gamble.
I mean, this could absolutely be the play. We're looking for Thunderbird. Thunderbird's required in this seed, so if we find Thunderbird, we know we're on the right path.
And this big elevator leading to not Thunderbird. Another misaligned elevator room. Yeah, some of the pallets are good, some of them less so. An attempt was made at some point to try and clear out some of the nastier ones. Looks like we get a 4-way room.
We have some options for sure here.
Yeah, and a lot of them are left. All right, Chadbert finally finding his way to Barba, but he is still going to be a full palace behind here.
Yeah, I don't even want to know how much time it took him to find Barber here. I think his P6 may actually be worse than Vix's here, so he really needs a much better P5.
It is possible, and that's just what we wanted in GP. It's what everyone wants with their waffles. Chickens.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. We got more?
Yep.
Someone said game 1 of the finals, and they're like, all right, I'll be there.
Yeah. People asking about palettes. If anyone wants to go through the palettes and edit them, remove some of the bad ones, make some new ones, be my guest. Hit me up in Discord and I can show you how it's done.
Got ourselves a downstab block here.
Further blue chickens.
Wow, yeah, less resources overall. Could be coming back to get Vix here if we got a deeper Thunderbird.
And this is the sort of thing that Chadbert is going to need to catch up. If GP is just absolutely brutally hard, then that gives him an opportunity to catch up just on execution.
It's going to be funny if Chadbert comes in as well and goes straight left. Oh my god, Vix is getting beat up here.
Yeah.
Goes straight left and just follows in the footsteps of Vix, and we've got Thunderbird just like directly to the right of start.
It's 100% possible. And with how many rooms Vix has seen here on this left route, if Thunderbird is just one room to the right at the start, Darklink has to be fairly close behind. Because Vix is just an absolute massive complex of lefts.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a slightly longer, shortened GP here. All right, so Chadbert into this glove block here in 5. I don't know. I think it's actually up and left from there. I could be wrong, though. It might all just loop around.
It's been so long, even since I saw P5, that I don't have any memory of where the right way is. And Vix finding further forks. All right, this one just going to be a dead end, but he does get the jar. Oh, cast life.
No cast of life, unfortunately.
Fortunately, wasting a little bit of magic there, not casting life while he's recharging, but he's much better off than he was.
Item room in 5, opting not to grab it. It is just a pea bag.
Yeah, and Vix suspects that he's behind. Chadbert's going to know for sure that he's behind.
I was just about to say, I think we're about to hit one of our 4-ways here.
Yeah, is this the same? Yeah, this is the same 4-way as before. So we already checked right here, so Vix is going to check up, which is going to lead to a left.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But at this point, I think the only right Vix has left is the one all the way it starts, so just pick a left and take it. This actually, what is this? Okay, this is never mind. This is nothing. I'm gonna have to deal with the chicken because he didn't kill the king bot, but not a problem. And more waffles.
Not enough for jump? I think he's got enough for jump. I think it's 18.
I'm deciding just to brute force his way through. Hopefully the next set not as bad. It is.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have... Okay.
Yeah, and especially with not having killed either of the enemies in that first waffle, he's going to have some pretty major lag.
Fairy block for Chadbert here. I remember seeing this on Vix's side, but I don't remember if it was required.
I think this fairy block is the one that leads to the bad eco key room.
It is. It
okay,
is.
Sorry. I think it leads to both. I think if he goes up this elevator, it leads to the good eco key room.
Yeah.
If he goes right, it leads to the bad eco key room.
Yes. Oh, Chadbert! Wow, at this point, Vix can't even cast Thunder. I don't think he's got an extra life, so if he finds Thunderbird, it's just going to be for knowledge.
Yeah, if he does take a game over here, though, I think we're very likely to see him just check the right at the start. And Chadbert a bit incredulous at the number of eco key rooms here in this palace. But I think this is the correct one. This is going to lead him to the boss here.
No, that is a.
Oh, that's the dead end. That's the fake eco key room. All right.
So there's your Thunderbird. Just to the right of start.
Yeah, I mean, and as we said before, because the route to Thunderbird, the route to Darklink has to be through Thunderbird, and we saw so many rooms on the other path, Darklink probably just like a room or two behind this. And that's got to give you nerves when you think you already think you're behind, you gamble left, you check a bunch of rooms, and then it's like Thunderbird was right here, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Chadbert did he up in A? I think this is the first glove block that we pushed through in P5.
Yeah, it is. He did end up in A or game overing. I can't remember which, but you need so many casts of fairy that it sort of doesn't matter. Once you take one of those, like you have to go across the lava, and then you take the bad eco key room, and your resources are exhausted.
Yeah. All right, first attempt on Thunderbird there gets him down. Vic's going to be showing us what is beyond this room here.
It's going to be Darklink. Nope. The, of course, much more likely option, more waffles with chickens in them.
It is an elevator up. It could lead to Darklink. Or, I think we've only seen like maybe 20 rooms of this place. I'm going to say there could probably be another 10 or so in this direction. I mean, technically, I guess there could be even more in this direction, but the likelihood of seeing a short GP with 40-something rooms is not too likely.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the maximum is for shortened GP, but it's quite a bit lower than long GP.
Wow.
Okay, there's one room in between.
Well, that is going to be Vix taking game one here, even barring huge mistakes in a game over at this point. Chadbert's still looking around for Guma, unfortunately. It looks like he's a bit delirious at this point. I don't blame him.
I was curious, so I looked it up. The range is 27 to 40 rooms for a shortened GP. And yeah, Chadbert, I don't know if he had seen the dot done or not, but a little bit frustrated with just how bad everything seems to have gone. And Vix is going to be your winner. Official time 1:35:42.
And this is only game one of a 3-game series, so still more finals action to come in the coming days over the course of the next week whenever these schedules align. Yeah,
and Chadbert has forfeited, so we're going to have both the runners in just a bit. And that's Chadbert up here first. GG's, man.
That was... Every direction I went was wrong. Every single one. Every palace I went into, I went to every room except for 2. I got to skip 2. But, every time I was close to getting a level, just something would go wrong and prevent it. Like, none of the bosses gave good experience. And so I would be set up to double level and just never happened. So.
Yeah, the drop pool did not have good P-bags in it, unfortunately, and with Attack 5 ended up being after Magic 6 and Life 7. and so it was just sort of a mean seed for experience.
Yeah. But Vix did. Vix was able to.
Yeah, Vix gonna be joining us actually right here. GG's Vix.
Hey, GG's.
GG.
Yeah, so the way the seed played out, you were both pretty much tied for at least the first half of the race. Chadbert had a little bit more of a palace advantage early. Vix, you had gotten some more exploration. But the big difference ended up being on the east, that first loop through on the east. Chadbert had decided to up A, get his down stab. Vix, you kept searching and got Spell Tower. And so having that glove let you just go back, full clear the west, full clear the east, and then get into GP.
Yeah, I pretty much cleared everything out that I could, so I figured the glove had to be somewhere around there.
I full cleared every last location. There was no other location for it to be other than Spell Tower. I knew it could have been there, but I was just like, I gotta go back and get things, because the way I looped around, I went clockwise from the bottom, then up and around, so I got spell, but I was on the other side of the world from it. I'm like, alright, I'll just go see if I can beat Palaces and hope it's in a palace, and it wasn't. And then I ran into 2 dungeons that were glove blocked. Luckily one of them was quick, but one of them was not, and so it's just
Yeah.
all of that, and then P5 and P6, every room.
Well, I
Every
found
single room.
3 fairy blocks in P5.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, both of you had about the same experience in P5, which was finding every room, multiple fairy blocks, bunch of game overs. Turned out to be extremely, extremely rude. But Vix, I think you found your way through 6 relatively quickly. I don't remember exactly what the path was, but
Yeah, 6 wasn't too bad.
I hit every room. It was gigantic. Actually,
Yeah.
that's not true. There was even one path I didn't go up, because I was like, maybe it'll be here, and I was just sitting here like 30 rooms in, just like, it can't be much further, and I don't like this room up here, so it gotta be on the right. It was, but oof.
Speaking of gigantic, we sort of thought going into GP Vix that you might think you were behind and go for a left first, and you did, and unfortunately that really did not pay off.
I found the entire GP.
We were saying
It just-
you found
it-
so many forks, so many extra rooms, so many paths, and Mirai had brought up, what if Thunderbird is that first room on the right? Chadbert could still come in here and make up a bunch of time. And then I think the best thing that happened to you, Vix, in that GP was taking that game over.
Yeah. And at least I saw so much. I'm like, okay, as soon as I saw Thunderbird, I'm like, that's good. Darklink is not far from here.
Yeah, I was calling it in the next room, and it wasn't quite that, but
It was
ended up
close.
being a real fast one.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
guess then it wasn't that far off then, if it was a fast one, because I was about to find wherever Guma was, and then I was on my way in right from there, because it wasn't very far from where I was. So.
Yeah. Counting the entrance, GP was 5 rooms.
Okay.
Yep.
If you just went right.
If you
went
go to the
left-
right.
If you went left, it is a bit different.
All right, so that's about 7 to 10 minutes difference.
Yeah, you're in 5. You saw a elevator junction, an upside down T, and you went up and checked that room and saw what it was. It was an up and right, and you came back down to go right, and it took you to the second fairy block that you saw. It was what the people call the eco key room, and then that led you to a dead end. And had you gone up and right, it would have led you to another eco key room that would have actually led right to Guma at that point. So that was simply the junction that it was for Guma, and unfortunately, yeah, you did go down and right. So did Vix as well. Both of your 5s were pretty much full clears, I would say.
Oh yeah, I don't think that there was. I don't think I left a stone unturned in P5.
Yeah, the turning point was pretty much the glove pickup because Vix had already seen a glove block in that what we eventually learned was P3 there on the west, and so he had done 1, 2, and 4, and then saw that glove block. So we knew he wasn't going to come back to the west, but Chadbert, that's as we had just recapped, where you came back to the west, didn't know that glove block was there, so you had to come back yet again later. So Vix did have a little bit of information there, but yeah, 5 and 6, not kind to either one of you, and probably a little less kind to Chadbert overall in terms of 6. But yeah, GP not being too deep of a dive if you just went the right way, as it usually is, unfortunately.
All the rooms.
Yeah, for sure.
5 and 6.
Yeah, we didn't really remember the routing in 6 that we saw Vix push through, but I'm fairly certain that his 6 was cleaner than yours was, just overall.
Yeah, I don't think my 6 took too long. I think I stumbled upon the route pretty quickly.
I think it was at least 10 minutes for me.
Yeah, you were in there for a chunk of time.
I just hit every room.
And you might have wanted to put this out of your mind, but missing or forgetting about where Mito's location was and recovering the west.
Yep. I usually have been, so before the vacation I was taking some minor notes of putting like where Mito was in relation to start, and with the vacation I was like, I don't have the space to do that, so I didn't do that. That was a minor cost, 2-minute cost, but I think the glove just being where it was what got me this time. And P6.
Yeah.
I'll blame P6 too.
Well, that is game 1. Vix, you're taking the win here tonight, but of course, best of 3 means there's still more to come. So, GG's to both of you. Anything, Elendar? I'll pass it back.
Nope, just GG to both of you. Looking forward to watching game 2.
Thank you. GG's again, Chadbert, and thank you guys for getting this all set up and for the comms and the tracking and all that fun stuff.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing, so thank you everybody on the crew and everybody watching.
All right, I think Psychonaut can take us out.
Alrighty, well, GG's once again to both Vix and to Chadbert for the excellent matchup there. Be sure to give them both a follow. All their information is on the stream, in the stream chat there. Thank you again to Ender and to Mariah for the excellent commentary, and to Home Record for tracking. Be sure to give them a follow as well. We're still waiting for more information on Game 2, the Grand Finals. When we have that all set up, we will get that out to you as we know it. Let me tell you a little bit about what else is coming up here on ZSR. Happening tomorrow at about 10 o'clock Eastern, we have some Link to the Past Randomizer cross keys action with the Swiss Round 6 matchup between CS Tudor 89 and Wallkicks. And we also have a bunch of qualifiers in the MMR Standard Tournament Season 4. Qualifier 11 happening Wednesday 6 a.m. Eastern for all the early birds there. Qualifier 12 happening 7 a.m. on Friday. And Qualifier 13 happening 6 a.m. on Saturday. Live friendly times for those who might be interested in that. All the information on that and on more is on the schedule, so be sure to check all that out. For the moment though, we're just going to sign off and get out of here, so go and hydrate yourselves. Go pet a dog or something if they're up for it. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Psychonaut, and have a fantastic rest of your time zone. Bye bye now.